welcome to episode 47 of the Pear Tree podcast. How you doing, Sandi?
Hi Luke, hi everyone. I'm doing good, thank you. It's nice to be on the new set. Looking good.
Oh, good. Well, welcome. It's very nice to have you. I can just see Lolly's ear, like in between. Oh, there she goes.
Oh, she's away.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice that she's our first visitor. Lovely Lolly.
Yeah, I think it's a good location to get some.
Yeah. I'm really proud of it. And I took you around a little look of the rest of the Railby Municipal Park.
The Ables I saw in the flyover and some extra.
Yeah, I've got Abel's just up to the right there on the screen. So I tried to place them so they were perfectly lined up to the left and right of resident services. So Nook's on one side, Abel's on the other. I haven't really done anything outside to decorate them yet, but I'm quite happy with that being like the kind of public shopping area.
Yeah, it's like a proper residence area, like right for the shops, right across to Nook's. I think it'll be quite nice for watching the villagers out and about there. Lots of things going on.
Yeah, I hope that this will encourage them to be in that bit, a little bit more. It's quite open, isn't it? There's lots of paths and lots of space.
Yeah, there's lots of, you've got a lot more items that you've used, but it doesn't make it less cluttered or anything like that. It's just a nice space and everything.
It's all pretty much on the theme of what you can see here in this shot, isn't it? Those cool topiaries and the seasonal bushes, and I've got quite a lot of these little planter. I think I'm pointing at the screen, but obviously that's
yeah, I know.
That's completely right. But these little Nook Miles planters that we've got next to us.
Yeah, I like that customization. I've not done that one yet.
Yeah. I gave Cyrus a big old workload one day and took loads of planters and loads of the topiaries over for customizing.
Yeah, the topiaries are really nice. I didn't realise, well, you pointed out to me, you were asking me, what is that colour? Talking about the bushes, because they were that minging brown, but I forgot that there was a nice winter one. And I saw people talking about it in the Discord, so I was over giving Cyrus a few.
It is nice, that colour. I'm glad that you can customise them. It's going to be a bit of a job picking them all up and taking them over for spring and summer, if that's what I need to do. It'll be worth it, though. Yeah, it was funny. I was decorating the bit, where you fly over and you kind of go over a bit of the campsite and then over the little cliff bit. I was decorating up there and I did a bit of terraforming and knocked away some of the cliff, made it a bit more open. And Mary and Dizzy were just poking around and seeing what I was doing. So it's nice to see them out and about exploring the new bits and pieces of the island.
That is nice. Usually I'd be moaning about them though. Usually they're sitting down a bit you want to terraform. That was always my...
Yeah.
Or build fences or something.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a traffic jam at one point where they were all sitting in the smallest little walkway, but
it's nice.
You can't stay mad at them, they're too cute.
I know, they're obviously just wanting to spend some time with you, even if it means just sitting there watching you doing nothing.
Gives them something to gossip about the next day, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose, because that's what they do. Although they've never said, Sandy was busy, building his new bridges and rivers. It's usually Sandy was burying bells.
Well, now it comes up in your newspaper. You can't do anything without it being front page
maybe that's
news.
What they're doing. It's not... Yeah. I wonder what one's the reporters, or do you think they just all get paid off Isabel for some hot goss?
They're just picking it up from all the islanders' social media feeds and reporting it as if it was proper journalism.
Yeah.
I love those stories though, they're brilliant. I think I had one this week where it was just Luke had a conversation with Judy. Great.
How has your Judy been settling in?
Judy?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. She's such a singer, which is just amazing. I love her voice and I love her colours. I've seen her singing a few times. She's been singing KK Robot Synth, which is obviously the unofficial island anthem. And I got she was in the Roost. We got to have coffee together, which was very, very cute.
Oh, nice.
Like, I haven't seen many villagers up there, but I saw Judy and Biscuit in there this week, so I was very, very happy about that. But yeah, she's doing good, thanks. How's everybody on your island?
Yeah, good. I think that most of it's only really the ones that have been needing gifts that have seen me this week. I have been playing, but just been doing the minimum. But I did run into Coco, and I had meant to mention this the other week about the glasses I gave her. I posted on the Discord, and I gave her the is it funny glasses they're called? Don't know.
They are pretty funny. I don't know what they're called, but with the weird cartoon eyes.
So yeah, they came in the new update, and I remember getting them like at the start when it came out, and I thought, oh, these are hilarious. And then I think I got one out of a balloon, or someone gave me them, and I thought, oh my god, I need to give these to Coco, and I did, and it was hilarious, and I don't regret it. And and I seen her. Was it yesterday or the day? I bumped into her, and she said, what was it? Oh, long time no see, and she's wearing the glasses, and I thought that was hilarious because usually she doesn't have eyes. I'm still laughing at it. Oh my god, it's hilarious. I'm easily amused. But that's the only time I've seen her with the glasses on. She put them on once when I gave her them, and I've not seen them. I've seen her wearing them about, so maybe she was just holding them on. Or maybe she put them on so I can actually go and talk to her.
Yeah, you better put your gift on.
Yeah. But I got a photo as well. I got Candy's photo, which was nice.
Aww.
And it was totally unexpected because I had a plate of frosted cookies in her garden. I don't know if you noticed them. They were just like randomly lying on the ground outside. Yeah. And I'd planned to give her them only just because I thought they would look good in her house because she's very like pink inside, and they were just like cute. But I kept forgetting to give her them, and then I think I ran out of presents, and I was like, oh, I'll give her it now. But I wasn't expecting a present back because I haven't really. Well, I think I gave Barreled a gift, some recipes, and they didn't really give me anything back. So I was just giving her it so she could display it. But she ended up giving me a photo, which was nice. Maybe these home-baked goods. I would prefer home-baked goods rather than something I've just bought out of Nooks on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, me too.
So I got her photo. But that's the only photo I've got so far. But I got a campsite visitor. That's why I had to just was trying to speak to him, encourage him to move to Lochram before I came here.
Oh yeah, who was that?
Fret.
Oh,
the dog,
cool.
And I'll never refuse eyebrows. He's got some cool eyebrows.
What is he cranky?
I think he was the way he was talking, and he said something. What was his? Oh, I can't remember his catchphrase.
I think he's a cranky.
The way he was talking, it sounded like a cranky.
That's your favourite.
Yeah. So, and I was talking about needing a cranky the other week. So, he's refused me twice already. No, I've had to reset twice because he chose Dina and then Julian, and I've not got those photos yet. So, but when I went to see him, the second dialogue I had with him, after him introducing himself, was, no, he doesn't introduce himself. He introduces you. He straight out said that he wanted to live here, and then I've said you should move here, and then it's straight out, no, I can't. Yeah. I've got roots, too deeper roots or something like that. And he done that 3 times in a row. He didn't ask me to play that stupid game for a wrestler's costume.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
And then after I reset, then I get hit with all the clothing items. And I almost want to lose the games just because I seem to always win. Usually when I win those games, the first game to move in, I'll always lose. So
I really don't know how you have the patience to do it. I normally give up after the first one or two.
No, I'll probably try again when I get home to Lochram, just because he is a smug. Not a smug, a cranky. So it'll be good to have another one.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet. He's really cool looking, and he's a cranky, and I had his amiibo out the other day, but I haven't met him anywhere yet.
Yeah, I've not seen anybody with him.
I'm surprised at how few of the new ones I have seen, like amongst our friends.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of really great ones.
I met Sasha on an island.
Ah.
He's just the cutest.
Yeah.
And I think said he. I'm always saying she just because all the Sashas I know in like real life are girls, so it's saying he. But he's just so cute.
Yeah.
And his house is really cool as well. Although actually it might not have been his original house. It may have been done up by a friend.
I wonder if because a lot of people got Happy Home at the same time as the new Villagers came out, like you got to meet a lot of them through that. So maybe it wasn't quite so...
right, okay.
Quite so urgent to invite
to get them into the house.
New one.
Out in Ireland, yeah.
Because I did a house for Petri really early on, and Shino. Like in the first sort of 5 or 10 houses, they both had one. So I didn't feel hard done by not meeting any new ones. But Fret would be a good addition to your island.
Yeah, a wee cranky dog to annoy Cherry.
Yeah. So I hope you have some success when you get home. Let us know next time. And nice seeing Dizzy's little smiling face.
Yeah, so cute. Did you give him that shirt, or did he come with that from Deerfield?
He came with that. Yeah, he hasn't had any clothing. I don't think he's had any gifts from me other than snacks. And I have been working very hard on his play park garden. So we had a little look last week, I think, or I talked about it anyway. Dizzy and Biscuit are next door neighbours, and they have the whole sort of top corner of the island for all their toys and snacks and things. So I've been working on that quite a lot this week. Had to move a few houses to make space for them. I think I've got the layout sorted. Got a nice big open bit right out by Red's Beach. But now I just need to start decorating. But he was out admiring some of the things I'd put in his garden, which I was really happy about.
Yeah, I like the new park that you're adding to. I just really like that resident area that you've got. I was saying to you before we started, it just feels a lot more like lived in now. Although the houses are quite further up. Well, it seems like they've got more room around them. Got a good sized garden, but still a nice wee residence area.
Yeah, I'd like them to have a bit more space. And I like the idea of Dizzy and Biscuit having like a play park, because the rest of the island is quite sort of grown up, isn't it? It's quite...
Yeah.
It's quite... I don't want to say boring, because I really love it, but it's quite neat and tidy and prim and proper, I guess. So I like the fact that they've got a bit where like there's just toys strewn about everywhere, and there's like snacks and snack machines and playful fun things for them.
Sorry, I'm just laughing now. You get a visitor.
Ah, good old Chief. Look at his little toe beans.
Yeah, I just noticed they were
So
pink to match his ears and his sweater over the shoulder. It was just funny that you were talking about that play park and him. Is he a smug? Or a cranky?
He's a cranky.
A cranky. Yeah. He's coming down as if to say, like, you youngins. Like, what about me?
He got a new... I moved his house this week as well, and he got a bonsai bench in his garden, and he got a bonsai tree gifted to him because he sent me a letter, I think, saying how much he loved them.
Oh.
And he really did. Like, he was so into his bonsai gifts.
Oh yeah, but where'd you put it? 'Cause he's the one that's got the strange house, isn't he, Chief?
Yeah, he made me laugh this week. He ran up to me and was like, "I've been tidying my house and I've made it look really nice and presentable. So do you want to come over and hang out?" So I went over and hung out, and it still had like all the bin bags and stuff in the corner. And I was like, oh. Made a big deal about having tidied up.
Have you not done his house yet? Or are you going to keep it like that? Just to give everybody a shock when they come to visit?
But yeah, I don't know what I would do with his house, really. Because I kind of like I like them to be the way that they are, in a way.
Yeah,
and just sort of like add to the theme that they've got going on. But his house is so weird and so kind of like specifically themed.
Aye, you couldn't like add anything like that to make it more, because that would just look strange as well. Like,
no. I think one of the really cool things about doing the villager houses is that you can decorate the walls, because they never put anything up that you give them that goes on the walls. But with Chief's house, because it's got the graffiti wall,
what would you put on there?
Yeah, you can't really hang anything up that would look good. Maybe some ceiling decorations might look good. It is an odd house. It's like a car boot sale or something, isn't
it? Yeah. I forgot about that. I was just laughing because I'm just picturing it now. Have you had any movement then? On your
No.
Just setting those new ones in?
Yeah, there was a bit of potential movement, but Julian asked to leave last night, and I was kind of tempted. I really love him, but he asked, and I thought about it for a little while, but no, I asked him to stay, and I was happy about that choice. And there was a campsite visitor as well, Boone, who's cool, but he's a jock, so I wasn't that bothered. I think I maybe asked him to stay one time, and when he said no, I was like, okay, I would have another jock, but I'm not that fussed.
Yeah, you were never going to take another jock. You were glad he said no.
I wasn't that bothered that he said no, to be honest, even though I do quite like him. Yeah, I quite like his look.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset. But yeah, that's it. No movement of villagers, just movement of their houses. Moved my house as well, and Chief's, and I moved Mary and Poppy this week. So Tom's been busy for a change, I would say.
Oh, he's loving it. He doesn't do the work. He just takes all the bells.
Oh, you think that Isabel's doing the work?
Either that or the twins.
Because I bumped into Shari and she was like, those guys at Resident Services are amazing. Do you have any idea how many, like, I don't know what she said, something like how many permits they have to fill out every time you just plonk down a bench? And I was like, oh, I've been putting down quite a lot of benches. Yeah.
Yeah, poor Isabel. Yeah, I think that's probably been like a little shout out or mention of New Leaf when it was like to put down a bench. It was a whole rigmarole. You had to get like the villagers to want it, to ask you for it before you could put down a bench or a topiary even. They were the public works projects.
There's hardly anything on my New Leaf Island for that reason. Yours was quite built up though. You played it a lot though, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd done quite a lot in New Leaf, yeah.
Yeah, I came to New Leaf quite late.
Although I wasn't aware of the public work projects being like personality specific, so I wasn't aware, so I would always see nice things in another island and like then you reach your maximum and you have to delete them to try and get the ones that you wanted. But I was late into that game, so I didn't bother with doing that. It cost so much and so much effort. I hated removing public works projects. I think that's probably why I've got your benches. I think the bench we're sitting on, the garden bench, and like the fountains, I always wanted to place them because they were public works that I was like, I can just plop them down and pick them up so easy now. So I just want to use them because that was ones I had in the topiaries now.
Yeah, I should try and remember that when I'm like cursing having to select them from the Nook machine.
Oh yeah.
Even though that's quite a long way round of doing it, it's a lot easier than it could be.
Yeah, I thought they would add buy multiples like Nook tickets and things like that, and like the little updates that they're doing. I thought that would have been one of the things, but they're not going to make it easy for us.
Yeah, I know that people always ask for that, and whenever I'm actually buying something, I always think that I want that as well. But then I also kind of think I appreciate the pain of it because it kind of makes it like more realistic. I know this game is not exactly like a very realistic game.
Oh yeah, because that wolf behind you walking the two legs with a jumper on, a pullover.
Or the blue unicorn in the sailor suit walking across. Yeah.
Oh, is that a sailor suit he's got on? I wasn't sure what he had on there. That's cute.
But there's something about things being a little bit more difficult that kind of makes it more worthwhile.
Yeah, I think it just slows down the game. You're not rushing, and it just makes you take your time and probably enjoy it. But we all like to moan, so we've got to moan about something.
Yeah, and I definitely don't feel that way when I'm like having to press the button for the, yes, I really do want to do that thing I've already asked you to do. Thanks for confirming. I think it's got a charm to it as well, though. The pace of this game is something else entirely, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, before I forget, Cherry, I know she said to you, she had that conversation with you about liking flowers, and our house has kind of got like a little flower DIYs in it. So I've got that dialogue the other day, and I've gave her a greenhouse, and I'd put it out in her garden, and it just sits nice at the back in front of one of the fences. And today I caught her, she was just like looking at it, like standing in front of it, looking at it.
Oh, love it.
And then she was looking at the bouquet flowers that I've got on the garden table out in our garden. But I took away the chair, I think, when I was moving stuff around, when I was trying to fix the wood partitions, and I've not placed it back down. So she just sat on the floor beside the greenhouse and the table with the bouquet. It's quite sweet just watching her. She just seems so happy in her garden. So I'm quite glad that I gave her some flowers. Something that she likes.
It's such a lovely feeling when they interact with something that you've put there because you've put some thought into it and they've told you something nice, and seeing them go and use it is lovely.
When was the last time you were in your house? Like your Animal Crossing house? Obviously Animal Crossing house.
Not very often. Probably 10 days ago.
Yeah, I've barely been in my house as well, and then I just realised it's because of the outdoor storage.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I've not had lots of visitors, but now that I've got used to having outdoor storage, I don't run into my houses. Because at the start, even after the update, when I had like storage sheds everywhere, I was still running into my house just out of habit for a while. But now I've stopped that. So I don't visit my house, and I think I went in to check, see what if I'd put the photos of my villager and not just dumped them somewhere. And then as soon as I got in the door, Zales came in behind me. I thought, I've not had a visitor for ages, but I didn't know they spoke about. So he basically told me the painting on my wall was fake. I didn't know they would do that, so they can kind of tell you your art if you could really be patient that way and put it all out there.
That's cool.
Because I think it was a scary painting, and he's like, oh, I can't remember what he said about that, and then he's like, oh, that reminds me about the time that I bought, the outfit that I bought from the thrift store was like fake. So I think he didn't straight out say it was fake, but he was implying that it was fake, and it was a fake. So that's quite interesting. I didn't know that they did that. It's quite interesting. Just have your fake art out the way, out lying about. I wonder if they would do it if it was real then, if they would comment on it.
Yeah, I wonder.
Although I googled, there's a website that I use all the time to find out my fake art. But I just thought it was nice that the villagers noticed as well.
It does feel like every time I go into my house now, I get a knock on the door. Now that I've got a storage shed tucked away behind nooks and one that I carry in my pocket all the time, you just don't need to go in, do you?
Nope.
As long as you've got some kind of wardrobe or something somewhere that you can get changed in, and a storage shed.
Yep. Don't need to.
My house needs a makeover though. I would like to do that, but because you're not in it that often, it's like always the last thing on the list.
Yeah, I think you said that before. Like, it's just because you start outside your house and there's like no real reason to go back in it. And when you first start the game, it's different. I think if you started inside the house, but that's never been the case. I don't think so.
I feel like it would be kind of cute if you woke up in your bed in the morning, but obviously you don't always start playing first thing in the morning, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think I like that about, I don't know if they did it in New Leaf, but Wild World, you had to go in your bed to like save it. I liked that because you would.
Oh, that's cool.
Just have that wee.
Yeah. You reminded me earlier about when you were talking about Coco's glasses. I tried them on Barreled this week because Barreled was on my beach and Happy Home.
Oh, so you never gave him them. Oh, obviously can't because you don't have Barreled. I have Barreled.
But I couldn't resist making him a happy home, and I put those glasses on him. He looks really cute in other glasses. Not those, but...
Yeah.
I loved making his home. I'm going to go back and give him like some more stuff, and maybe Graham as a roommate.
Oh, that'd be nice to have them back together.
We've talked about that a lot, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. What did you put in his room?
He just basically had a really like disgusting room that was kind of falling apart, but like just full of lovely, gorgeous snacks.
Oh, did you keep his monitors though?
No. But I did take a picture of him in that monitor style because you can do that effect on the camera now, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
No, he just had like he had a really nice sort of idyllic kind of pine tree cottage or like not log cabin, but he had this lovely house surrounded by woods, and outside his house there were like just tons and tons of boxes of food that had been delivered, and then inside he had just lots of nice things to eat, lots of bread, lots of different snacks.
You just try to keep him in the house so he doesn't go for snack runs.
Just trying to give him what I feel he wants. Somewhere for all the bugs to be happy.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
I think there will be all that food lying around.
It doesn't matter if everything gets sticky, and lots of things to snack on. A lovely bear. Is he doing all right?
Yeah.
Is he having a nice life on Lockram?
He is. Do you know what? Because see, for Christmas, I gave him the gaming desk, which was quite cool. It's quite high.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, he's to put it where, what would be doing? It's like an empty space, but where his workbench, DIY bench or cooker goes. So that goes away, but it's there most all the time, apart from when he has his working thing out. And I quite liked it. I just need to give him a chair. That's
a high-end present, that is.
Yeah.
I guess that's expensive. I don't think I've seen it for sale yet.
It was. How much is it? I don't know if it's over 100,000 or is it under. There's been that many, like a lot of the new items. I think I spoke about this. They were a lot of money. But I think I had got that one just because that was one of the ones that everybody wanted. And I had got it. And I think I went through my storage at Christmas and just gave them all nice presents that I thought they would like. So I thought he would appreciate a gaming
Oh, yeah, that's lovely. I reckon he would.
And he's got, I gave him some snack noodles as well. I just like the wee instant noodle pots. So he's got one of them sitting on the desk next to it. So I just thought that was just ideal.
Perfect. That's so good.
Because I think when I finally get around to doing Happy Home Academy, not Happy Home Academy, Happy Home Paradise, I'd like to do barrels, but I wouldn't. I think I would need to keep the security monitors, because it's just weird, like him. But I would remove the bunk bed. I don't get it. I hate them. I'd give him it's maybe the sloppy bed. That's quite cool. I like the sloppy furniture. Is it called sloppy? Have I just made that up? No, it's sloppy.
I don't know, because I've been playing Pocket Camp a lot this week, and I was just crafting some sloppy furniture in that today. I think there's a sloppy kitchen. I think that's what I gave Barold in his home. So I think there is a set, but I haven't seen them to buy on my island yet.
I think I've got a couple catalogued, but I don't think I've got any in my person, so I probably need to make a trip to Harves. Alright, so see Happy Home Paradise, does that just have the full catalogue, or is it just your catalogue when you're adding stuff to it? Like designing the homes? Is it like similar to Harves?
No, it gets... So the first home you do, you just get like a very, very limited option, and then each subsequent one, you get what you had on the first one, plus all the new stuff for the second one.
Ah, right, okay.
So every home you do, you get more and more options.
Oh, so you don't have your access to your catalogue then?
Not right from the start.
Right, okay.
I think eventually, you unlock every item in the game, I suppose. But I don't think I'm anywhere near that. I keep running into things where there's an item that I have in mind, but then it's really hard to find. And it might be that I just haven't unlocked it yet. I don't know. One of the problems is that I don't really know what a lot of the items are or how a lot of these things work, because obviously I tried really hard to avoid all the spoilers and stuff, like when it came out.
Yeah.
But which was great, but now it's kind of backfired on me that now there's loads of things that I want to know that I don't know because I didn't read any of that stuff at the time. So I ended up, there was one thing that I'd seen people talk about, but I had no idea what it was. So I had to Google it today and find out.
So what was it?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for people in case they're not, because it's late. Okay. It's quite a late thing in Happy Home Paradise. So.
Oh right, Happy Home Paradise, right? Okay.
So I won't spoil it.
Yeah, don't tell me. No, I probably already know.
Talking about coming really late to things, I got a new fish this week. Yay!
A new fish?
Yeah.
What fish did you get?
I got golden trout.
Do you know I've not got that one? That's one I need. So where were you when you caught it?
On a cap in Bamboo Island.
Ah, Bamboo Island, right, I'm going to need to. Because I was thinking I'm sure it's not the season yet for it.
No, and I don't normally fish when I go to Cap'n Islands. I normally just chop down all the trees and steal all the natural resources and then go home. But my shovel broke really early on, so I couldn't break up the rocks and dig up all the bamboo shoots or anything. So I chopped a few trees, and then I was like, oh, look at that, a fish up in that little cliff top stream. I'm going to go and try and catch that. And then my little guy was like, yes. It's a golden trout.
Oh, nice.
I was so happy. And Blathers was quite sort of happy as well. He moans about everything.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't know what he wants. He said he thought the fish was being too full of itself or something. But I meant to check my Critterpedia to see how many I had left, but I forgot. I still have a lot. I wish that was a thing in your app. It's not, is it?
No, that would be a handy thing.
It would be handy because you could have it.
And there is a website that I used, I can't remember what Nook's Guide I think it was, and that told you went on, I think I spoke to you about it before, and it tells you what ones are in season, like available right now. That'd be handy to have that in the app. That you could just go on and it's like, right, go out and catch this now.
Yeah, it's available in quite a lot of places. It's just that I don't
forget though as well, and you need to update your lists. It'd be, at least if it was synced to your game, that would be just a wee bit more accessible and easy to use. We're just lazy, that's what it is.
Yeah. We're just spoiled. We just want everything provided for us.
Yeah, I'd definitely be a cross between a lazy and a cranky.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I don't want to do nothing, but I moan about everything.
I think I'd be mostly a normal, but maybe lazy. I don't really like bugs very much, but I do quite like snacks. And then I really like books.
Well, as long as you clean up after yourself when you're snacking, you probably won't have the problems that lazy have with bugs.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine it's just like crumbs falling everywhere and that attracts the bugs.
Yeah.
Not your friendship.
I do like talking to bugs, but like when I see them out in the wild on a leaf or flying past me.
What, you like talking to them?
Yeah. Hello, little bug. Just that kind of thing. Not like having proper full-on conversations and making friends with them.
Inviting them back to your house.
Yeah, I don't think I want them in the house. But it's only polite to talk to them when you're in their house outside, right?
Oh, yeah. But you're like always close to like bugs. So you would be constantly saying hello to everyone.
That's true. Just ones you notice, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, I see lots of dragonflies, like in Animal Crossing, when it's summer, so I might just, and damselflies, so I might just need to start talking to them, saying hello.
Yeah, you see them a lot in Animal Crossing. I love seeing them in real life.
Yeah.
You just catch a glimpse of out the corner of your eye. It's amazing. I'm glad that I don't have to try and like catch them with a net in real life, because that would be really upsetting.
I know, like how many butterflies would we have killed trying to catch butterflies? That net.
It's very upsetting.
They're quite delicate, and yeah, because it's not like when you're catching them, they're not being very gentle about it. It's like proper swing at them.
Yeah, and then grabbing them in your hand and holding them up above your head.
Yeah. Popping them in your pocket.
Yeah, with your coffee cup. Oh, I found Jingle's picture this week. Remember last week we were talking about
oh yeah, the
taking down
stockings.
our Christmas decorations? I did find a Jingle's picture in there. I was very happy when I put them away. And it made me quite sad putting away the Christmas tree and his picture and the stockings.
Yeah, I think see when it's still snowing, I hate putting away the Christmas stuff.
You had all yours out last time we were there. Have you tidied them away now?
My Christmas decorations?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gone. They're all... I keep finding ones like randomly because they just look really nice. In fact, like they just look so well with the snow. So I have got random ones like I've left out, just because I haven't really noticed them, just because it's not like that big bauble that you've seen for the first time last week.
Yeah.
It's a bit in your face. It's a bit hard to miss. That's very Christmassy. I've not took down the rainbow Christmas tree, although it's a Christmas tree. I just really like the colours and it's just really bright at night. Even during the day, it's one of the illuminated items that actually look nice. Good during the day as well. Because I hate the snowflakes and the deer because they've got that big horrible base. But
that's right. They don't look as good when it's not lit up.
Yeah, I do like the illuminated tree though.
Yeah, there's still. I'm not fed up with the snow yet. I'm still enjoying it, but there is still quite a long time of snow left to go. So I'm really glad I don't have to be making any more snow boys. I've been taking great pleasure in kicking them into the sea or into like fences or things.
I've been doing it to the rivers because I always spawn up near the rivers, and I just it's better than just ignoring them, I think, or making a snow boy. I was bashing him off of things for a while, but I think because when you put it in the sea, it just like kind of gradually like melts away.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Revenge for all those quips, all that cheekiness.
That's funny because I actually was just doing that the last few days. Just like you said that there. I went to a KK concert at the weekend and I was the only one there.
Oh.
Has that ever happened to you? I kept getting into people's houses, into the resident service, and into the shop and into the airport. Went to go and visit them all, and nobody came out, and it wasn't late. It was maybe about 8, just after 8. So I was all alone.
It happens to me all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. There's usually always one person, because usually, maybe I should have had some gifts in my pocket and was wanting to gift someone. Usually that's when they're sitting down.
Or just, I don't know, sometimes I feel like reloading it can like either clear out the whole plaza or it can kind of reset it and make people appear. I think last week there were like 5 or 6 of us sat around waiting for KK at like 4:30 in the afternoon. But then by the time I actually got around to watching him play his song at like quite late at night, nobody was there. Or I think I ended up watching it just with Shari, maybe? Just one of us.
Yeah.
One other. Just one other.
I'd never came across that before. So I
that's very sad, Sandi.
I know. That's maybe because I was neglecting some of them. Just focusing on the ones I had.
You should have put out a call to our friends to see if anybody wanted to come and watch with you.
I know, and do you know what would have happened if I'd opened my gates? If they'd been sitting there, no doubt.
I don't think they ever join you if you've got players, if you've got friends over though, do they?
No. Which is a shame. I suppose, like, if you had, like, all your friends over and they couldn't actually get a seat because there was, like, a villager sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be, like, running around. I do like it, though, when you notice something. Sorry for anybody that's missed their sets together, but I've done it plenty of times, whereas I've not sat down in time or something, and I think one time I had my phone out, like the Nook phone, and then I've took it away. Everybody's just like dancing.
I've never seen that.
I think it was probably one of the ones. I've seen
you running around.
Yeah.
I just thought, are there enough chairs out for all 8 people?
Yeah, because there's 3 in
there
each
must
side.
Be.
Oh, there's 9, is there? Or is it 2 at the facing KK?
2
and then
facing
3,
KK and then 3 on the other side. Yeah, that's right. So not enough space for all of your villagers to come and watch.
No, but usually one of them's crafting anyway, so that's one, and then one of them, there might be like another
one's
one
missing usually.
Yeah, hiding behind a cliff or in the museum.
In the museum. I accidentally slept in the museum twice this week.
Nice and peaceful though, especially the art gallery.
The first time I was stood in the roost next to Judy.
Was it in the coffee shop? Basically, the cafe. You fell asleep.
I just fell asleep, standing on my feet next to Judy, and then the second time I was just stood next to Blathers. But you're right; it's very peaceful.
You obviously just didn't make your coffee in time. Is that why you were heading at the roost?
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely catching up. Have we heard all of your gossip for this week?
Yeah, as much as they were going to get out of my playtime this week. Although I just pulled up my articles after you spoke about that, and my top article, my cover story is Zell received a potato from Sandi. Who, as some of you may remember, is widely known as a master gifter. Gift giver. Yeah, I'm sure.
Wow.
Potatoes.
I love it. Love it so much. It's brilliant.
But I've been giving them potatoes, and they do give you back just the normal gifts like full body tights, so it's doing the same thing as fruit.
There's not been a whole lot going on my island newspaper this week, although apparently I had a really good turnip price yesterday.
Oh, did you miss it?
I did, because I had already sold for a better price.
Ah, right, okay.
But
that's not too bad.
Yeah, once you've sold, you kind of stop checking as much, don't you? But I have been back in the turnip game this week, trying to raise enough money to do all these developments.
Oh yeah, because it's not even just the moving now. See, if you're customising like a lot of items like you would have been the topiaries.
It's quite expensive, that.
Yeah, Reese isn't cheap. Because I think before he had in New Leaf, did they have a set price for each item, whereas these items vary. Some of them are like a lot cheaper than others, like less than 100,000 bells, but some of them are a lot.
Well, they've got to pay to be able to have that entire month off to do wedding photos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but do they pay you for being the photographer? No, you should be getting a discount. Yeah, but other than that was me. I bought gossip.
Oh, it's been great catching up. Have you got any plans for next week?
Yes, decorate for Festivale. Get that out the way. Because I've got all my stuff. I showed you the other week. I've got all my stuff left out on my beach, ready to be placed.
Gonna get that noisy float up.
Oh yeah, it's going outside my airport, just at the entrance bit that I've got where I had my Christmas tree. It's like the focal point. That's going to be that
brilliant
float.
Oh, that's a great spot for like a revolving kind of seasonal theme.
Yeah. So I'll put that there. Although I do like it when I put it on, it's like, oh my goodness, this is great. And then like it does great on you a while. But I sometimes I'll play with my sound down so I can just see the flashing lights, which is nice.
Yeah, the lights are great. The sound is a lot. I'll look forward to seeing what you do.
Yeah, it'll probably be the day before Festivale I finish. Well, thanks for having me, Luke.
Cool, thanks for coming over. It's been lovely catching up.
Yeah.
Send my best wishes to all of your villagers. Oh, there's a thing that we found out this week, that you can gift other people's villagers when it's not their birthday. That's huge news. I can't believe that I forgot that. It's because I didn't take a photo of it happening.
You can give presents?
Yeah, you can bring...
So just anything?
No, the chocolates that you can get from
from Happy Home Paradise. Oh, yeah. I think that's always been the case, well, since Happy Home Paradise came out. I think I did that. That's the only thing that I was able to bring back with my limited points that I had.
But you can give them to my villagers?
Yeah.
How amazing is that? Oh, you already know. Okay.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you stay out the spoilers. You would have found that.
Well, I found out that this week, and I loved it.
That's new news for you, so it's not like you're getting all this information at once and you forget it all. That's something that you've found out yourself, which is quite nice.
It's great. I can't wait to the next time I can visit someone and take some chocolates for their friends.
That's nice. Does it do anything, giving them chocolates?
I don't think so, no.
No, so they're not going to appear on your Happy Home Paradise, no?
I don't think so. We immediately went to work to check, but they weren't there immediately.
Ah, right. Because that would have been good. If you could just say, obviously you've done one for Barreled, but if somebody had Graham somewhere, you could have went and visited Graham, and you could have had the original Barreled and Graham together. Yeah,
I don't know if they turn up the next day or anything like that.
See, when you invite them to Happy Home Paradise, like you like a current resident, do they talk to you like they know you?
Oh yeah, because if you give chocolates to someone on your island, then they follow you to the airport and you get on the plane together.
Ah, right, okay, so they're not... Right, okay. They don't just show up at an island one day. Obviously they wouldn't, because they belong on your island. That was silly.
It's very cute, them getting on the plane with you.
Do you see them walking out the airport? I'm going to need to do this.
Yeah.
Do it every week I do this. I'm like, oh, I'm going to need to go and play, and then I don't. And then I find out something new. Maybe that's what I should be doing this week. That would be my task, not my task, but my agenda for this week would be to actually go to Happy Home Paradise, go to work.
Well, do one just so you can buy some chocolates for taking to your friends' islands next time.
I've bought chocolates. I think I've got chocolates in my storage still, because I only gave them to one person. But yeah, I'll need to go and do that.
All this talk of chocolate is making me want some chocolate. There's a chocolate theme in Pocket Camp this week as well, and that is it's very tempting, wanting chocolate.
Pocket Camp has so many cool items though, doesn't they?
It does.
I've not even played it, but I see the pictures that you post on it.
It's very cute. Right, well, thanks for coming over, and we should mention that it's very cute that we have matching hats accidentally this week.
Yeah, it's completely on accident. It was, but I seen it on the Discord and I was asking about it, and a friend generously sent it in the mail, so I've had it on the last couple of days. It's so cute.
If I'm being completely honest, when you asked me for a dodo code, I was like, oh yeah, actually, I said I was ready, but I wasn't ready because I'd forgotten to get your dodo code and I'd also forgotten to get dressed. So this is just what people have sent me over the last 10 days or whatever since we last met. I think one of the villagers gave me that mod parka. I do love that hat with the earmuffs. It's very cute.
Don't know if you get it in different colours. I seen you had wore it with the midwinter sweater, is it?
Yeah, because they're similar colours.
Yeah. It was cute. I kind of had a feeling that you would have it on, but it's just too nice not to wear.
It's very nice. Perfect weather for a nice woolly hat.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, take care, Sandi. Thanks everyone for joining us this week, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, Luke. Bye, everyone.
Bye.